Hello everyone, this is Holiday Spirit, and today I'm going to be doing a showcase slash review slash demo of my Gemmy custom 2005 through 2006 Gemmy animated dancing pirate skeleton. So before I get into the features of this actual animatronic, I want to go through the backstory of, why I made it into a custom. So I had actually originally gotten this back in 2021 on eBay for about $200, I think. Came with the original box, and I don't remember what accessories it came with. May have come with the microphone and whatnot. So when I had originally gotten him, he came out of the box and he was totally snapped off, which at the time I didn't know. So I didn't really know what to. I knew he was broken because he didn't stand right. He made an awful buzzing noise. I didn't really know. Back then, I didn't really know how to fix things back then like I do now. I was very, inexperienced. Although the issue he had, I probably still couldn't fix. It was the plastic, like the spring holders that connect them to the upper half, around here, and then there's the springs. Those, pieces that screwed in to hold the springs in had totally snapped. So he was, leaning forward. He couldn't dance right, and his structure was just awful. So I think I kept him like that for a little while. I think at one point I just cut the dancing motors and he just sang and turned the head and the mouth moved. But eventually I realized that I wanted him to be like this again. So what I did was I basically scrapped the entire body part and just left what I knew I was going to need if I was going to do a custom. So I kept the head, the original plastic head connector, just in case the one I did use was a little too big, which I'll get to that in a little bit. The arms, the shirt. This right here, by the way, is not the original fabric or whatever. It's actually it's like a shirt, like a regular t-shirt we just threw on him. I think it was something my dad got from somewhere. Yeah, it was just like a piece of inflatable fabric that covered the stomach. It was kind of stupid looking. I actually like this better because it's, an actual piece of fabric. And then I kept the pants and the shoes, and obviously the circuit board and all the ports that were on said circuit board. So anyway, this is years go by now, years. He's basically just sitting around waiting, as just parts. He's just waiting to, be made into this again. My original idea for years was to go to Walmart's Christmas clearance sale and buy another Dancing Santa, because as you all know from the channel, I have the original Dancing Santa, like the pole-based one, not the... Well, I have the collapsible one, but I also have the pole-based one that I've had for years now. So I wanted another pole-based Santa for this. But every single year, Santa was never on clearance. Most Walmarts in my area never even got the Santa, and when they did, they would only get 2 Santas, and they were always discontinued. But for some reason this year, Walmart sent out way too many Dancing Santas. The ones in my area, my local Walmart has never gotten the Dancing Santa any year. Just any year I've gone there, they've never had it. This year they had 7 at the Christmas clearance sale. Not 7 for the whole year, 7 at the sale. So I don't know what happened with Walmart shipping issues this year, but some stores had way too many of those Santas. So you're probably wondering, well, if, the Dancing Santa this year used the circle base, how does he have the square base? Well, I'll actually show you, because in here, Santa now has the circle base. Let's see. Okay, there we go. I gave him the circle base purely for aesthetic choices, because the circle base is honestly a lot nicer looking. I know it doesn't make him totally original parts, but this was never original parts. That base out there is actually from a 2019 Santa, I think, or maybe 2018 Santa. So it's not like this was all original parts anyway. I think the only thing original on this one is the head at this point, just because obviously the original heads are so much better looking. But I think I've mentioned this before, but this original Dancing Santa had numerous circuit board issues, because this was an original 2009 model. Everything on it was from 9, but there were so many issues with that 9, with circuit board issues. I just replaced the torso, because I thought it was the motor, but obviously it was the board, because I didn't realize how many circuit board issues the original Santas had until years after that. But yeah, I actually like the circle base on him. It looks nice. Also, side note, and then I'll get back to the pirate because I know that's what you're actually watching for. This bass, the circuit board in it makes the speaker so loud. Like my 2018 or the 2018 bass never got the sound of this. I know the speaker's in here, but the circuit board actually determines how loud Santa is. But oh my god, these 2023 Santas are so loud. Like, I'll maybe do a re-demo of this one just to show you it with the speaker all up. It's so loud, the speaker actually becomes staticky. That's how loud these get. But anyway, let's get back to what you were originally watching for, which is the pirate. So anyway, when I got the new set, and the other reason I didn't use the circle base on this one is because the circle base is really big. Like, it's huge compared to the square. And the feet for the pirate looked really small on it. Like, it didn't really work right. But I'm going to go through the whole process of what I did for this. So, originally, it started by taking apart the new Santa, which included cutting wires to Santa's circuit board. That included taking off the metal rings for the stomach. Obviously, he doesn't need those metal rings, so they're off. Trying to think what else it included. It was basically just stuff like that. So then what I had left was the empty base, which was unscrewed. You know, like the bottom part was out, and it was just open, ready for the circuit board. All of his poles. The open mechanism, because it was easier to work on, so I just unscrewed the plastic shell from the mechanism. And then I also had taken the original head connector off, because like I said earlier, I kept the Pirate's original one because the Santa one was just a little too big. But this one on here, like this, is from the original Pirate, and it fits way better for this for the head mold. So then the process basically started of me just doing what needed to be done to get this to work. So the Santa poles, I took them with a saw and cut them down because obviously the pirate skeleton is way shorter than the modern dancing Santas. So it's basically just like, it's all sawed in, you know, it works, it holds, but the inside of this is a little ugly, I'll be honest. But I mean, most customs kind of are or have to be. If I had like professional tools, it probably would have looked a little better on the inside, but the outside, in my opinion, looks great on it. So once I did the poles, I just put the pants on just to see, because I wanted to make sure that the dancing wasn't going to get caught by the pants, which after enough modifications of the poles, they did. Unfortunately, it resulted in him being kind of short, but to be fair, these dancing pirates were never really known for their height. They were more so known for their songs and their animation. Like, height was never really, you know, the key feature of these. So I don't really care about that, and plus the dancing works really good, you know, even with the pants being like the bungee around it, you know. So then I had to paint it. Before I painted the base, I took all of the circuit board and I made modifications to the plastic in there so the circuit board for the pirate would fit, because the circuit board for the pirate and the Santa are different. So then I used twist ties to go around the loops because the original screw holes for the board wouldn't work. I glued them down like the twist. I just looped around different things on the inside. I glued down some of the wiring and all. But this was after. I'm getting ahead of myself, because I obviously had to paint the base black. I just used regular. My dad actually helped me with it. We just used regular black spray paint. I think we did the bottom two of the base, even though you can't see it. I didn't really want any gold on this at all. I was originally going to keep the gold, but it looks so much better in black. The reason we thought the gold might work is because, like, you know, a pirate and he's like, you know, like coins and whatnot and treasure, but the black just looks so much better, especially with the purple button. That's the reason I decided, yeah, we have to paint this, is because of the purple button, because it looks so bad having the purple button with the gold. So then, but before I did the base and all, I had to do all the wiring and everything. Thankfully, on the Pirate's circuit board, everything connects with a wire harness. Nothing's like hard soldered on. So that's why I did all the wiring first. So I, you know, took wire caps, twisted everything together, applied glue so none of the caps fell off or anything. So obviously I I had originally, I was smart back then, thankfully. And what I did was I took like tags, like sticky tags, and wrapped each of the original connectors around so I didn't connect the wrong wiring. I would have probably been able to figure it out since I could have just looked at the end of the harness and saw what color it was, but it was a good idea, you know, to have like the piece of paper that's like sticky to hold the two wires together so I didn't mix anything up. So obviously I did the two for the motor, the two for the mouth movement, the two for the head turn, and I think there were only 6. I feel like there was an 8th one. I don't remember what it was now. I think there were 4 connectors. I don't remember what they were, though. Because the eyes are just part of the mouth mech. See, watch, you could even do it here. So it's not its own separate wiring system. Oh, the speaker. Yes, the speaker. That was the other one, was the speaker. So, trying to think of what else I did next. So after the wiring was done, the poles were set, the clothes were fitted, and the base was painted, then I just put the circuit board in, put all of the features in, like the try me button, the sensor, you know, adapter port, microphone port, which you're probably wondering, these newer Santas don't have a microphone port. How'd you do that? So I'm actually going to show you by flipping him around. So on the back here, you could actually see, let's see, there's like little crumbs on it, I guess. This paint does pick up a lot of things, but what I did was, right next to the volume control, which is right here, if you could see, I actually just screwed in and then, you know, hot glued the microphone port. And it works great. But then this is the aux port, AC adapter. This is the switch, which does the microphone, the sensor, and just the regular button. But on Santa, this port was 4 switches. It was a little bit bigger. So what I did was I took like pieces of styrofoam to hold the button, and I just glued it all together because this was too big and this one was too small. This is just empty. And then I actually did an additional modification that wasn't even on the original just because I figured out how to do it because it was easy. So what I did was I cut the wires of the try me button and added an extra port on right here. This was the port from the Santa because the aux port on there was from the Pirate, but this is from the Santa. And instead of getting a second aux port, I actually turned it into a try me button, which again was simple enough. I just took a drill, cut a hole out for it, put it in there, glued it, and yeah, it works. I unfortunately don't have a try me button on hand to go and test it, but the try me button does work on it. So now you can use the button or the try me button, which I think is cool. It reminds me of the later Gemmy life size that had that, like the ones at Spirit, like the Freddy Krueger, the Michael Myers, the Pinhead, Ghostface, and Boris Karloff. I think even the remake Dr. Shivers had the try me button on it. So after all of that, it was basically just getting him dressed again, you know. The feet are unfortunately glued down because the screw holes for Santa's boots are different than the Pirate's feet, but they actually hold pretty good. Maybe I'll think of something better one day, but they will work just fine. So you guys screwing the arms back in, attaching the head, getting him dressed, putting the pants back on, finding that shirt to give him some undershirt so you didn't just see the black plastic shell. And here he is. I mean, in my opinion, he honestly looks really great. And I don't really have a lot to say about the actual item. It was more so just the showcase of, you know, getting him to this point. It's a great item, of course, but it's really not much to say about it. You know, the animation on it's really good. The song choices are excellent on it. And it's just a really nice looking item. But that's about all I can say on it. And yes, I just remembered, yeah, the belt is missing. I'm going to try to find a belt for it someday. Hopefully an original that just gets parted. But I don't have the belt at the moment. It's not the biggest deal, but I actually do like the belt on it. So that is something I will add to it eventually. But yeah, we're going to do the showcase now. So what I'll do is I will showcase all 4 of the songs, then I'll showcase the sensor mode, and then I'll do the microphone mode. So yeah, here we go.
Well, it's fine if you got the time. Everything to give yourself there. And the hair is tight almost every night. But now I might be mistaken. Have mercy. Clean shirt, new shoes, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Silk suit, black tie, and I don't need a reason why. They come running just as fast as they can, 'cause everyone's crazy about a short-term man.
And finally, here is the last of the 4 songs. So I'm actually going to showcase the sensor mode quite quickly, only because I am running out of time here in terms of phone storage. Let's see. There we go. And let's see. There we go. So that mode does work, which is pretty cool. And now we'll switch to the microphone mode so we can see that. So I leave the microphone attached just for convenience. And plus, it's not like it's going to damage the port because nothing's really back there to, like, you know, knock it out. So we're going to turn the microphone on and I'll show you it working.
Hello, it is me, Captain Davy Jones.
So for some reason, the dancing doesn't work on the microphone, but that's all of the dancing ones. That's not like an issue with this one's board. Gemmy just never programmed the dancing to work with the microphone, which is really strange, but I mean, whatever. If I were Gemmy, I definitely would have had them dance while the microphone was like being talked through, but whatever. So you know, it's a really great item, honestly. It's very, like, you know, classic, ultra nostalgic Gemmy, and it's just a great item overall. So yeah, I'm just going to do one more showcase of the full body for it. Yeah, if you have any other questions about the process of this, or just anything about it in general, feel free to ask me in the comment section. So yeah, that is going to be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. The demo of this will be posted shortly after of just the songs. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you all next time. Bye now.